Hello guys, Vidsec here. Sorry about the shadowy effect. Let's see. I mean, that's a little bit better, but yeah. So today I wanted to talk about, of course, fetishes. And I've always noticed that every time there's something kind of, I would say, weird, to say the least. I mean, let's say, for instance, I tell somebody that, I have a love doll, as you can see here. And they will instantly assume that I have a fetish. Now, just because you think that something is weird doesn't mean that it's actually a fetish, by the way. Now, what is a fetish, though, is, let's say, you're into feet, right? But you're not just into feet. Like, you're really, really, really into feet. Now, let's say you're so into feet that you can't even get off without, let's say, a person with nice, with, yeah, you know what I mean. You can't get off without feet, you know? And, you know, again, to say the least, just because, I have a love doll doesn't mean that is a fetish. Because I will sometimes, of course, get questions from people sometimes asking me if, I like real women sometimes. And, I mean, of course I do. I mean, just because I have a love doll doesn't mean I can't get off without a love doll. It's for masturbation purposes, etc. It's just for masturbation purposes. I mean, maybe some role play purposes, but I'm kind of more imaginative when it comes to my role play. I know some people, they'll actually go as far as talking out loud to their dolls when they have them, but I'm not like that. I'm a little more imaginative when I'm interacting with them. But, that's just me. And I know that's kind of the same with a lot of people, but, some people, of course, are different. I don't judge. But, you know, you also, you can't choose to have a fetish. You can't choose to be attracted to somebody. Let's just say also, for instance, somebody might not, you know, be able to have or be into a love doll because it's maybe just a bit too different looking from a woman. It's just too different for them. They can't be into it. They can't get the part of their head that this is just a doll and they can't get into getting a love doll at all. It has to be a real person. And that to me is a fetish. You have, I would say, a fetish towards human beings. And of course, that's not an issue. We all, in a sense, kind of have a fetish like that, or at least a lot of people do. But, let's say in my case, I don't have to have always a human being, or in this case, a woman, to get off. I can use a tool. I can use masturbation tools to get off, versus, just only having to have a person. Now, of course, some people might look at what I'm doing and say that's weird, or even in some cases, they might say that's wrong to do it. They might assume something like, I'm trying to replace women. I would say I am sometimes maybe having a doll take place of a woman sometimes when I'm in need of some intercourse or masturbation purposes, but you know, I just think that something like that is very chastising. That's a very chastising way of thinking. That, this way of sex is absolute, and if you aren't doing this way that we are doing it, then you're weird or you aren't right. What you're doing is wrong. It has to be with a woman or it has to be with a human being, blah, blah, blah. And to be frank, I think that's completely full of shit. I really do. I think it's completely full of shit. And, I'm not a religious person anymore, but I'm going to talk a bit like a religious person would. I mean, I know a religious person wouldn't say this, but if God, let's say in a case, how should I put this? May if we were all supposed to just be straight, if we're all supposed to just be straight, for instance, we only are supposed to be attracted to women, and we only have to, we're only supposed to sleep with women, then why didn't God make us all like that? If that was supposed to be the case, then why aren't we all like that? Well, it was because God made us all at least a little bit different. That is the reason why. So, how could you be the voice of God when obviously God created us all the way that we are? I mean, just like, and no offense, I'm on your side. I don't agree with this either. Kind of like with pedophiles. I don't agree with child rape, obviously. I don't think anybody really necessarily does who is, at least I would say, sane. But, somebody who is attracted to children, they don't have that choice to be attracted to children. They might even know that it's wrong to try and have sexual intercourse with a child. And so there might be a chance that they might not go about it with some therapy and self discipline. But the problem is that they can't choose that attraction. Nobody can choose that attraction. Just like I can't choose my attraction towards women, and just like I can't choose, some people can't choose their attraction towards the same sex, like gay men and women. They cannot choose that attraction, and it has gone as far to them as a fetish. Just like my stepbrother Jordan, I mean, he is about as gay as can be. He is so gay that he cannot even think straight. But that, of course, is not his choice. He is just simply attracted to men, and that is it. He, of course, cannot change that even if he wanted to, and I wouldn't ask any other way. But, of course, I kind of wanted to just mainly get that note out there that just because you think that what I do with my doll, or what anybody does with their masturbation tools, is weird, doesn't mean it's a fetish. And there's actually a lot more people that have fetishes than you might think. They've only calculated the amount of people with fetishes, for the most part, by the people that actually go to see psychologists. Did you know that? Which means that there's a lot more people that have even things like, I would say, psycho personality. I would also say there's a lot more people that have Asperger's, antisocial disorder, and etc. That there are a lot more people out there that have these things than you might think. Then a lot more, definitely a lot more people that have been calculated. What else should I say on this subject? Well, I think I, for the most part, got the word out there. But to say the least, again, I have seen a lot of strange things, and to be frank, I don't even know what normal is anymore. I mean, definitely not the perceived normal that I used to think, that's for damn sure. But with that being said, I guess I'll just end the video right there. Sorry about the shake right there. And again, sorry about the shadowy effect. I did not want that. I turned on every light in this room and I'm still getting a shadowy effect. But anyway, I will end the video and I'll see you guys in the next one. Bye.